Welcome to GHOSTWATCH2016. We're watching Kamen Rider Ghost. My name is Coriander Dickinson, and I've seen a bunch of Kamen Rider.
My name is Heather Deary, and I am not prepared.
My name is Kate Stark. I still want a nap.
This is episode 35.
Evolution, the power of fun.
What happened last time? Heather?
What?
Stop looking away. Get off your phone, Hodor.
No. I didn't write these down properly. Only Kate did.
I can tell you what happened last time.
She just keeps looking at her phone every time she thinks someone else should be talking.
I know.
It's Kate's turn to talk.
This is a joint podcast between the three of us. It's always all of our turn to talk. But right now it is my turn to talk because I will tell you what happened last time. Last time, everyone went to Dreamland. Solid Snape tries to save his brother, and Infinity Taco gets punched by a wedding cake.
There's 36 days left.
Correct. It is your turn to talk just there. What happened? Start us off.
Well, we start off where we ended with Rainbow Sprite Taco, and Steampunk is very excited by this new power that he's going to destroy, maybe. There was a fight, and it was messy. Taco turned into a cloud of light to save Akari and Solid Snape, and then they ran away.
You're doing great.
Keep going, Hodor.
You know what? Maybe this should be an all Hodor episode.
You've earned it.
What happened next?
All those times we fired you and sent you away.
No, this is your time to shine.
I think I might want to go back to the ocean where it's safe.
Read exactly what your notes say for line 2.
All right, fine. Everyone shoots everything, and he don't care, 'cause he's Taco Time.
There you go. All right, this is a great episode
That's
so
a great
far.
lead up. So Taco's in his white light ghost form, which is the Mugen jacket, which is Infinite Taco, which is Rainbow Sprite Taco.
Infinite Taco is like my dream. TBH. Just want infinite tacos.
Oh, you mean
Actual tacos.
actual tacos?
Yeah, not this taco.
Not this taco, no.
And there's a series of gnomes from the last fight. There's Walnut Fist, there's the Mad Hatter, there's like a couple super gnomes, there's the wedding cake, Gun Miser, and
These
there's
are words.
Steampunk. And they're all like shooting and trying to hit Taco, and then he's just like the one, and he's become elite, and he's good at martial arts now. And
He
he's, like,
became Neo.
dodging fists that he can like see in advance, and
Everything he's doing is completely effortless. Like, he's calm. It's just smooth. There's no effort to what
all
he's
of
trying
the
to do.
enemies use like their big attacks or joint attacks on him, and he's just standing there like not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And that nothing hurts him.
it's not that he blocks it or anything. He just doesn't react.
Which I guess makes it a lot easier to act when you don't have to react to any of the CG going on around you.
Akari and Solid Snape see Bug Boy hiding nearby and try to chase after him, but Solid Snape hurts his foot on something and has to have a lie down while Akari chases after her own old professor.
And then Wedding Cake uses all of their powers again on Taco. Taco's still not moving. And then Wedding Cake does this analyze thing.
It
where it's
becomes water.
Yeah, so Wedding Cake we kind of alluded to in the last episode. We think had a water theme going because the frills looked like waves, but sent out these two like jets of water and wrapped around Taco and was like analyzing.
Oh, those weren't jets of water. That was his
Tentacles?
body.
Yeah, it was weird.
The
like
wedding
tentacles.
cake turned into like the water creature from the abyss,
Yeah,
and then wrapped around Taco, and then there was a water face sticking out, talking about doing analysis.
Yeah.
and then
I-
Taco like summoned a sword.
I wrote down Water Boy on him, swoosh.
Yeah,
I wrote down swoosh.
I also wrote down swoosh. Descriptive.
So Taco pulls out a sword, and the wedding cake reforms and is like, "Oh man, it's time to defend. I'm gonna defend now."
What was it called? Eyes of Life, Wide Open, Elation Stream.
And all of the bad people get exploded.
And then Wedding Cake like swishes away And it's just like, oh, I'm going to go over here.
Yeah,
Swish.
yeah, it cuts to wedding cake behind a tree. Like, haha, I'm stealthy behind this tree.
Swish. And then swished off.
Taco goes to check on Solid Snape, and he seems to be okay except for his leg, but he's like, we have to head back to reality now, even though Akari has gone after Bug Boy.
So they wake up, and Onari's got a tanuki face.
PB is wiping the pen that Onari put on his face when he was sleeping off, and was like, don't mind him, just paying back a debt, everything's fine. Onari was like in on it. He knew it was going down.
Yeah. And Taco Time's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I got rid of Steampunk Man, but then Steampunk Man shows up and is like, you can't get rid of me in the other world. Also, I'm going to take Akari and Solid Snape's bodies with me. Bye. Foomp.
Snaps his fingers.
Leaves Akari's purse behind.
Rude, by the way. Snaps his fingers, and then they're all gone.
Yeah, Akari was like the only one to like put something down under her head when she laid down.
No, Professor did as well.
Did he?
He had his briefcase and put it down.
Mm.
Now we're with Emperor Bro and the wedding cake. And basically saying that elimination is advised. Like, no shit. Obviously, elimination is advised. I think we're back in Dreamland again after that. Akari and Professor Bro in Dreamland talking, and then
Bug Boy.
Bug Boy, that's right. Then they were saying we won't be able to find him if he doesn't want to come back.
At Snapple HQ, there's like Solid Snape who's going on about how we have to save Bug Boy and Akari because now their bodies are gone, and Taco's like, well, we can't get him to leave Dreamland if he doesn't want to, and then Eurocen shows up wearing a cape with a little
black
chit
cloak.
to say 36 days are left, and he's like, you need to get the Grimm icon back,
Because that got stolen when Taco dropped it.
and you really shouldn't be doing this, but Taco's like, nope, I want to help people.
He's like, I'm going to help the professor, and then we'll go find Grimm. But we don't know where the bodies are being held, so we just got to wait.
So Emperor Bro and Steamy Punk Man are FaceTiming, and behind Steamy Punk Bro or Steamy Punk Man, just like mashing those two together. Behind Steamy Punk Man is Akari and Bug Boy on like two cots. And then Steamy Punk Man has the Grimm icon in his hand. He's looking at it and they're talking.
In Dreamworld, this is probably one of my favorite parts with Akari in this episode. She's run after Bug Boy, and she's just like, but why do you like catching bugs? It's not science. And he talks about how science basically stopped being fun for him. And then there's like a flashback between the two brothers, and all I've written is, bro flashback, Snape is harsh.
Basically, they're in the lab, and Bug Bro is having problems, and is like, I want to give up. This isn't fun anymore. And Snape is like, if you have time to lean, you got time to do science.
This is all being interspersed with shots of Snape and Taco on the steps of Snapple, kind of rehashing the details of he always wanted to give up. He's so much more creative than me. Science was not his jam. And then going back to the Dreamland, Bug Boy is talking to Akari and just saying like, negative results make me question everything. And Akari is trying to be like, yeah, but science is built on failures. Like, you fail and then you learn new things. And Bug Boy is just super down, saying like, I'm not like my brother. I'm not as good as him. But then on the steps of Snapple, Snape is saying science shouldn't be pursued for fun. It should be pursued for results. And then Taco just like has a flash of Akari having fun with science, which was super cute, actually.
Just her lighting her torch and her mixing chemicals and her wearing
all
her glasses.
All the fun Akari science things that she has done throughout the series. Flashbacks.
Spectre and Pretty Boy run in, and they're like, hey, we know where Bug Boy and Akari are.
Because Steampunk contacted them.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He probably sent them an email, a ghost mail.
Like, phoned them on Condor phone. Can you imagine getting that call?
He just hit him up on Peach.
No.
Hey.
No.
Maybe
no,
PB
no.
is still connected to the network.
No, he would
Ooh.
not have called them on Condor phone because Condor phone is busy. He would have called them on Cobra phone if he had talked to Spectre.
You're right.
Through FaceTime. Through
But
Snake Time.
remember how PB got the message from Snow White, from his sister, about like, here's all the gate locations. Maybe PB is still like on the Gnome internet, and so
The
Steampunk.
The
Don't
Gnome
try.
Gnome
Don't try.
internet.
I tried already in my head. It didn't work.
It doesn't work.
Nope.
I really want it to work.
I know. You were saying Gnome Internet, and I was like, how can I make this a portmanteau?
WWGnome.
Gnome.com. The
Gnome
worldwide gnome.
No. So anyways, they know where the two bodies are, so they run into some sort of an industrial building, and they're like, but careful, because they could be hiding anywhere. And then they run into a room, and then they find Bug Boy and Akari on some cots. And they're like, all right, well, Makoto and PB, you guys stay here. Watch over them. And then the other, what is it? Taco, Onari, and
Bug Boy.
Snape.
Snape. Thank you.
Sorry.
Those three put on the pink bracelets and slip into dreamland.
And then there's Steampunk just standing around a corner in the same room, chuckling to himself.
He's like, hey, hey, hey. They're here. But then he transforms and then has Grimm in his hand and then transforms using Grimm as well.
Yeah, I was really expecting him to have a problem using the Brothers Grimm icon since they'd been fighting so much and causing Taco problems, and that never happens during this episode.
No. So then Steamy Punk Man, once transformed, snaps his fingers and puffs into a ball of blue smoke and is now in Dreamland chasing Taco.
And then the weird things start to actually happen.
Then
Part of the episode.
Steampunk releases two tentacle things from his shoulders and sends out a ray that turns the fields of flowers into woodland and pumpkin patch.
Sort of, I thought it was Alice in Wonderland because it has sort of curly Q, almost cartoony ferns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
but there's also
mushrooms.
a cartoon house and stuff like that.
There was a gingerbread
I
house.
think it was just a big mashup.
It was.
I think the more important thing is the costumes that all the characters end up in.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Totally
come on,
normal,
Hodor.
casual costumes.
You missed out on Taco Time being Red Riding Hood
what?
with that weird screen cap
an
that said
overlay.
"Eyes Open, Red Infinity."
It was all cartoony.
He's just, wearing his normal red dress
Mhm.
and
Let
black long-haired wig
Let a
and
boy cosplay or just dress up.
red cloak.
Or Onari being Rapunzel and the sign saying his hair actually used to look like this.
Onari has always had 2 feet of
Luscious blonde hair.
and a pink dress.
Yeah.
Like a pink princess
Totally.
dress.
Snape was dressed totally normally.
Yes, and I really appreciate that Solid Snape went out and took the time to measure his heels.
Well, no, he didn't. The Cinderella glass slippers were 28 centimeters, weren't they? But that was not his shoe size. And so that's why he had
No, that's
pain
what I
in his
meant
feet.
by measuring
Oh, the heel?
the 28 centimeter specific size of heel.
That wasn't the heel, that was the shoe size.
Oh,
28 centimeters is tiny.
That's why he was having problems with his feet.
I don't know. I have smaller feet.
He was smaller than 28 centimeter feet.
I have feet that are a whole centimeter tall.
Actually, 28 centimeters is
Yeah,
that's actually, yeah.
it's a decent
That's
shoe
a
size.
decimeter.
Wait, what's a decimeter?
10 centimeters.
But what are you doing with your hand?
10 centimeters.
What? No one uses that. Who uses decimeters?
I do.
I think it's
For
great.
What?
Measuring things.
What? Give me an
Everything?
example.
Things that are smaller than 12 inches.
But do you do inches or centimeters?
Both.
Do you not do both, Corey?
I do, but
How tall are you?
5'10"?
How tall are you in centimeters?
I don't know.
You should.
180.
That's a
But I
decimeter.
don't know. Okay, so I'm 18 decimeters.
Yes. You are 18 decimeters tall.
And then the best people showed up.
Hold on. We need to rewind.
What?
Taco was dressed as Red Riding Hood. Onari
Yes.
was dressed as Rapunzel. And Solid Snape was dressed as Cinderella. The
Yes.
dress, the shoes, the hair,
Mhm.
everything. It was obscene and
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Oh,
and
right.
then bounding
then
onto
they're
the
like,
screen.
No, then they're like, oh, I get it. We're Grimm's fairy tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then bounding onto the screen
Just some gnomes.
was a bunch of actual gnomes.
Okay,
No,
so
they're not. They are and there aren't.
just
No.
hold on.
No,
When we
those were
saw-
gnomes.
When we saw these gnomes, now we call Ganma gnomes. That's our thing. There were dwarves, as in like Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, on the screen, and Corey said, "Look, gnomes." And Heather and I, in perfect sync, said, "Actual gnomes."
Because they are the generic gnomes, but they're dressed as
Dwarves.
dwarves.
Or
but they're bouncing around.
gnomes.
And they're gnomes.
So that was
And then
bit of
Taco pulls out the Buster Sword while he's dressed as Red Riding Hood and then just wreaks havoc on them.
Well, this is the part of the chase, I guess, where it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be comedy. They run around chasing the gnomes, running away from them through a hedge maze, and
Yeah, but in the meantime, like they're retreating and fighting, but Taco's like switching up weapons. He pulls out Benkei's hammer. He pulls out 2 swords, and he just like kills these gnomes as they're chasing them. They're like no threat because he doesn't even transform. He's just dressed as Red Riding Hood with a sword.
yeah. I still don't understand why they bothered to put in the cartoon house.
I don't know what that was about. They have all of those little pop-up houses.
Dreamland.
Little tent.
It was just there for the one scene.
That's
And it
fine.
went away. They didn't even eat it.
So now I believe we're in the prayer room, just ever so quickly, with Wedding Cake and Emperor Brother. And Wedding Cake, like, dives into the floor, I guess,
Like commencing elimination.
and takes all of the tablets in the prayer room with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Emperor Bro looks at this happening and is like, this is bad. It's acting without orders, which is terrifying. So then I think Spectre goes deep and then Necrom's all jazzed up and they're transformed. They fight with Walnut Hands and Mad Hatter and 2 supers. And then Necrom goes tut or Spectre goes tut?
Spectre
Goes
tut.
tut, but he still has gun glasses slasher.
Yes. Gosh. And then
They both use their like rider abilities to just cause some fireballs and eliminate the super gnomes and Walnut Hands and Mad Hatter.
at this point so much was happening that I know people died, but I don't know how.
And then there was a storm cloud in the sky,
in the shape of an eye.
and it descended very slowly all the way to the ground.
And they both looked at it like, oh, that looks
And
bad.
then we cut back to Dreamland, and we have encountered Akari.
Dressed as
Snow White.
with what on her face?
Oh, her face is fine.
What's on her head?
An apple?
A giant, I'm assuming, foam apple.
An apple
She's wearing
hat?
an apple hat. Yeah.
And so all of these characters, when they're presented, have like a cartoon sort of overlay that goes across the screen. It has like a cute little graphic and a cute little saying and some stuff in Japanese that we can't read. And so what does Akari's say? It says KMS.
Which is an acrostic, kind of.
Mm-hmm. And what is it an acrostic for?
Completely, majorly cute, Snow White. I think the translators had to really stretch to make that work.
I was so not thrilled with that.
And then Bug Boy is the Frog Prince.
Yep.
He's wearing a frog hat in the same kind of way that Akari's wearing an apple hat.
I think he rocks his probably the best.
It looks more normal than apple hat.
He's wearing those like what are they called?
Pantaloons?
The shorts. Yeah, I guess they're pantaloons.
Yeah, he's got leggings and pantaloons. And
Yeah, and it's all
Like a
green and
doublet.
gold, and he actually looks pretty good.
I went to Science Isn't Fun.
Yeah, science isn't fun.
So Bug Boy and Akari are talking, and Akari says, "Look, we need to leave here, or we're going to be stuck in this dimension forever." And basically, he says that why would we want to leave? Science isn't fun, and this is great. And then Akari's kind of remembering,
A children's museum.
which he set up
Yeah, with his brother.
with his brother,
And
Solid
just like,
Snape.
once long ago, there was a little girl who went to the science museum that you set up.
That
and
was
she
you.
learned to love fun science.
It's the
and
most
then
fun ever.
She decided to go to school at the place where you teach.
Hmm. I
Because
wrote
science love.
And he's like, "Oh, that was you." And she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me."
I wrote down, hey, remember Science Times? There was a girl, she had fun.
And then they can remember it harder because Taco has memory powers and he sucks everyone into the memory.
And
He
his heart
infinity glows.
His heart lights up. And he goes into detail about having people sharing your enjoyment. And if your friends are happy, then you should be happy too.
And how it's just fun to see children smiling.
And then friggin' See Me Punk Man has to ruin everything because he walks up. Taco then goes infinite. And Taco is super OP.
Like Steampunk like launches himself at him for some reason. And Taco just like shoves him and he like flies 10 feet.
Yep.
But without any effort. He just like put his arm out and is like, "Oh, there you go."
I have the best summary of this fight written down. Taco goes infinite, punch, shove, fun is good.
Fun
True.
brings people together.
When you
And-
have friends, fun can expand infinitely.
Yeah, fun goes infinite.
Taco ruins Steamy Punk Dude.
Well, Grimm leaves him first.
Yeah. Grimm goes back to Taco. And then he enjoyment striked.
With Robin Hood's bow. He used a
so
big
silly.
magical rainbow shoot thing.
And shoots Steamy Punk Man. And then he grabs Grimm and then gets sucked back into the library with the two brothers, who are then kind of making up. And they're like, oh, I remember why my brother's stories are fun. I remember this. This is
I
good.
started collecting stories and folklore because I wanted to share them with my brother.
Thanks for showing me how to enjoy them. Fun connects people. And then
They merge.
they merge again.
So what I really like about that is their jackets are exactly the same, but one of them has a yellow face, one of them has a blue face, and then when they merge, their face turns green.
Like the color of the Grimm icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cute. Now we're in a back alley, kind of, I'm assuming behind this industrial building where the bodies were being kept. And all the tablets from the prayer room come down, along with Wedding Cake and Pimple Butt.
Inspector's like, didn't Taco defeat one of these before?
Which was great, because that was the same thing we asked just before
Mhm.
he did.
And then all the latex boys descend out of the tablets.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
And all at the same time say,
They-
commence destruction.
They were stacked up on each other in an overlay screen. It was not good.
So Spectre and Necrom have to hold out until Taco and the gang wake up from Dreamland.
And back in Dreamland, Solid Snape and Bug Boy are actually making up. And then Taco is there and then sees what's happening with Necrom and Spectre and has like a little flash.
It's like, oh, the real world is in trouble.
we'd better go.
Cut to Rock Quarry.
Fighting. Latex boys.
So many latex boys.
Taco glitters himself and rescues. It's fine. It's fine. Taco glitters himself and rescues Spectre and Necrom.
Yeah, like there's Spectre and Necrom. They're detransformed. All of these lasers from these latex boys are coming to kill them. And in comes this glitter cloud.
And
That
pushes them like out of
solidifies.
the way.
Yeah.
And
So
then
good.
he transforms into Infinite Taco. And then ults, basically.
Yeah, the latex boys start to say, threat level infinite.
And then they all shoot Taco with beams of light and fire. Nothing hurts him. He just pushes them.
And then he like tanks all their shots, and then he starts slapping shots and fireballs out of the air.
I was in disbelief because I was writing my notes. Taco just pushes them and is amazing.
It's about right, because it really just ends with him lighting up his arm and punching them and exploding them into water.
Yeah, so Pimplebutt tries to use the fire, doesn't work. Wedding Cake tries to use the water again, doesn't work. Omega drives like all the ish. Just does like
Does
the
one
ult.
does an Omega Drive and punches Pimplebutt, and Pimplebutt kind of disintegrates and then explodes,
and all the latex boys go away.
and then does a normal kicking based Omega Drive and kicks the water one, the Wedding Cake, and the Wedding Cake turns back into a tablet and then shatters.
And then it just starts bucketing rain.
Yeah, the downpour of water over everyone does not stop. Even
I
when
thought it was only falling on Taco because it was like a water balloon had exploded.
There was rain everywhere, so maybe they just couldn't budget for it. But then we get a
Maybe they
really
had a
close-up
hose.
shot of Emperor Bro. You just know that he is not happy, and he's also very worried.
And now we're in the Children's Museum for real this time.
Bug Boy is there with kids teaching them science. Akari's in like a lab coat teaching people science.
He's not really teaching people science because he's mostly just pulling up a hula hoop that's covered in soap, making a soap bubble.
Science.
Meniscus. Fun
That's
science.
surface tension?
Yeah, it's surface tension, but meniscus has nothing to do with that.
Fun science. This is what fun science looks like.
Bubble, water, surface tension, breaking surface
Meniscus
tension.
is the other way.
No, meniscus is like that.
Meniscus is that.
In case you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, which you most certainly are,
Do we have a video version?
No.
Corey and Kate are both making movements with their arms, one going in a curve upwards and one going in a curve downwards.
Meniscus.
No, I'm totally curving up, but you curve
No.
up at the edge.
No, it's like that.
That is a knee. Why are you looking at cartilage pictures?
Because that's
So
also
while
what your
all this
meniscus
fun
is.
science is
What?
going on,
The cartilage in your knee is also called meniscus. But I'm talking about water.
Isn't that with an I then? I guess not.
We're both right.
So-
But no,
so-
but also look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
Meniscus
Yeah.
curved my way.
Yeah.
But there's also concave and convex meniscus.
So while all this fun science is going on, Taco has a flashback about eating rice with dead dad and his kid friends.
We're both right.
And he gets a bit of a light in his chest, and Akari's watching him, and it's just like, oh, the Rider of Light. He fights on the power of emotion. And Taco's like, yeah, it'd be real nice if we could eat like that together again one day.
And that was the episode.
Did you describe how awesome the temaki that his father was making looked?
That rice looked delicious.
Grab
I
with
really wanted to eat it.
Seaweeds. And just shove it in your face. Child. Taco.
Ooh, look at this meniscus.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
we should do the paperclip thing.
It's a good meniscus.
I like the paperclip thing.
You've been listening to GHOSTWATCH2016. You can find it somewhere on the internet. Corey, you want to tell them about that?
Look at this bug on his meniscus. Surface tension.
Look at it's the pond skater. Have you not seen those?
I love them.
You can find it at ghostwatch2016.xyz. That's a website. There's a donate button.
Look at that one.
We're never getting out of this
Water
podcast
Strider.
alive.
I've given up. I'm deep in Google image search.
So if you go to the website, there's links to all of our things and all of the locations you can find us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ooh, look at this one.